Hi, AT from CNC at Home. My daughter and I were doing some of her math homework. Okay, I wasn't doing her math homework. She asked me how I would solve a problem that she had gotten wrong on one of her math assignments. And so we went through and did that. And to do it, I grabbed this piece of scratch paper, and it was the last piece. So I have this piece of cardboard. After we got done doing the math problem, I asked her what we should do with this. And I said, oh, we could burn something on the laser. And I asked her, what should we burn? She said, a dog. I asked her, what kind of dog? She said, I don't know, a dog. So I'm going to burn a dog onto this piece of cardboard or cardstock. I just need to find one. In the meantime, let's take a look at the math problem that we did. So it was basically v plus v over 9 is less than 15. So we need to solve for v. So I'll put that over here somewhere. Anyway, so we've got that formula. The first thing we always want to do when we're solving for a variable is pull that variable out on its own if we can. So the first thing I did is I pulled that variable out. So we have v times the quantity, 1 plus 1 over 9 is less than 15. From here we can just solve that quantity. So we take our 1 plus 1 over 9, and that equals 1 is the same as 9 ninths. So 9 ninths plus 1 ninth is 10 ninths. So we have v times 10 ninths is less than 15. So we take the reciprocal of that, so we have 9 tenths. That cancels out on the one side of the formula. We put it on the other side of the formula, and now we have v equals 15 times 9 tenths, 10 ninths, 9 tenths. Yeah, we have v equals, v is less than 15 times 9 tenths. So we just multiply that out. 9 tenths of 15 is 13 and a half. So v is less than 13 and a half. That's what I get to do in my spare time, is solving weird algebra problems like that with my daughter. So we have fun doing it. She does great in math. Math is probably her second favorite subject. No, second least favorite. Yeah, math is probably her second least favorite subject. Her least favorite is science. And guess what she does the best in? Science and math. So, anyway, she's really good at it, and hopefully she will pursue a career in the sciences. That's something that she wants to do. Anyway, let's get into Google and see if we can find a dog for our piece of cardstock. Let's do a search under Google Images, and we will search for dog. Lots of dogs. We want something that's going to burn nicely on our piece of cardboard. So under Tools, I'm going to change the type to line drawing. See if there's any dogs that jump out at me here. All right, I like this one. Let's see if we can save this image. Okay, let's click Save. And that may not be the perfect one. I'll just keep looking here, see if I can find something else, but I kind of liked that one. Oh, there's a funny looking one. We could do that on the other side. Let's do Save Image to this one as well. Okay, those are the images I'm going with. So let's take those into LightBurn and do some work. Now that we're in LightBurn, the first thing that we want to do is create a template for our piece of cardboard. I'm going to go to one of my tool layers, go to Rectangle, and just draw a rectangle. And come up here, I'm going to unlock the aspect ratio so I can control this. I measured it up. The width is 120 millimeters and the height is 90 millimeters. Here's our rectangle, and let's just throw that in the lower left-hand corner. We'll zoom in on it, and we'll relock it. So here is the size of our piece of cardstock. First thing we want to do is we want to import one of our dog images. Let's import this first dog image. Just double click it. That's actually not too bad size-wise. The first thing I want to do is convert this to vector drawing. So we'll do our trace image on this. Full screen. And it's looking pretty good with the default settings. Go ahead and say OK on this. And then we'll switch that to a different layer. Okay, that turned out nicely. There's a few artifacts here I'll want to clean up that I really don't think are important to the burn, including this area down here at the bottom. So when we select this, the first thing we want to do is ungroup it so that we can grab these individual things. I don't want to get rid of that whole thing. Well, apparently this is part of that. We'll need to do some trimming on this. I'm going to come here and I'm going to insert a point. I already have a point there. Just hover over this area, hover over this area, and just pressing the letter D for delete. Hover over that, hit delete. And then we just need to connect these two together. So you just take this point. And we'll just have it connect over like that. See how that looks. Okay, that looks pretty good. As I said, there's a couple things I wanted to get rid of that I don't think are really going to be important to the burn. That looks good. Well, let's take this dog and we'll group it back together. And then I want to resize it. We want to resize from the center. We'll make sure that the center is selected. And I'll just make this bigger. That doesn't look centered though, does it? Let's make sure it is centered. So I pressed Shift when I selected our working area. Center it horizontally, select it vertically. There we go. That looks better. We can make this just a little bit bigger. I want to have a little bit of area on the top and bottom. Okay, that looks good. That will work well. Let's go ahead and save this. Call it cardstock dog. 1. Because I've got another one I want to do. Okay. Let's start with another template. Draw a rectangle. This one will be the same. Let's switch layers. It's just we'll do the width of 90 and the height of 120. Unlock that. There we go. And we'll plop it down in our lower corner. Zoom in on that. And let's import the other dog image. Oh, he's way too big. All right, there we go. Let's lock our aspect ratio and shrink this dog down by a lot. Make him half the size. Make him another half the size. Let's do trace image on this. Nose looks like he's getting quite a bit more than we really need here. Okay, that's going to end up being just some cleanup. Not a problem. We'll leave this at 125, which is the default. We'll get our dog onto our other layer. We'll ungroup it. And then let's delete. There. Let's get our dog regrouped back together. So I will select the entire dog, we'll group it. Then I can hit the select in our template area and I'll get him aligned up vertically and horizontally. That's actually looking pretty good size-wise. His nose did look a little bit too detailed, so I want to get rid of some of this stuff. So let's not move the dog. Let's select the whole dog. We'll ungroup it, and then we'll just select some of these items here in his nose. It might look fine with these in here. I'm just thinking that I don't want them. That's my decision. Probably do some in his mouth here as well. Just get some of this cleaned up. Not all of it, just some of it. We'll leave the bigger ones, which are his teeth. Get rid of some of these smaller things. I did show this picture to my daughter, and she thought it was pretty silly. Well, that's a good sign. We'll go with it. All right, I like that. Let's go ahead and save this one as well. We'll call this cardstock dog 2. All right, let's get our burn parameters. We'll come into our cardstock and we'll use the light brown setting and we'll assign it to our layer. Looks like we're 4,000 millimeters per minute at 60% power. Okay. Interesting on the resolution. That's awfully fine. It should work well though. We can go ahead and save this. And then we'll open up our dog 1 and we'll do the same thing. On this layer we will apply those same burning parameters and we'll save this. The next step then is to get over to the laser and get this set up and burn it. Let's go do that. First thing we need to do is get our laser focused on this cardstock. So I know what I burned last time was higher than this, so I'm going to focus this down further until it starts to go too far, and then I'll come back until it's as crisp as possible. It looks much better in person than it does on the camera. Now that the laser is focused, let's get our origin set. So this is going to be my lower left corner. I move the laser head over and I see my cardstock isn't quite square. I will move that slightly counterclockwise, get that squared up. That looks good. The next step will be to hold down the Shift key and press the frame key within LightBurn. And that will give me a visual of where I'm going to cut. By holding the Shift key, it has the laser turn on at the low power. If you listen closely, you can hear the new downdraft ventilation kicking in. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps the YouTube analytics drive more viewers to our channel. If you like our content, please think about clicking the subscribe button. Thank you. Oops. All right, let's look at some Google images and see if we can find us a dog. So I'm just going to type in dog. Now under tools, interesting, why are we getting all these digging? Because I typed in dig. Let's try that again.